Hi guys, Andy from Estella's Revenge, and I'm here today with my September book haul, and that's a little bit misleading because I have a few books in here that I actually bought toward the end of August as well. They kind of snuck in under the radar. So I think I mentioned in a previous video, I'm trying to only order like 3 books per month from Book Depository. Whenever I get paid one time a month, and so it's easy to limit myself, and I am probably also going to be buying a book a month for my book club because it's rare that I already own the selection. So, yeah, I haven't cheated a ton this month. My first book's a cheat. This is Madame Bovary, the Penguin Drop Cap Edition by Gustave Flaubert. And I was in Austin this week for a trip. I always go to Book People, the big independent bookstore, and they have a huge selection of Penguin books, probably the most I've ever seen all in one place. And so I did pick up Madame Bovary. This is a classic I read a year or two ago with my friend Heather, and it gets a ton of attention. Like, this book is so critically acclaimed. It's up there with Anna Karenina. You know, people, whoever they are, they say that this is like one of the top 2 books ever produced in the English language. It gets a lot of praise up there, and I guess it probably wasn't written in English originally. I can't remember. Anyway, it's up there with Anna Karenina as far as the amount of praise that it gets. And so it's about a woman who is in an unhappy marriage. Her dad thinks she's crazy because she reads novels and she's got her head filled with romance. And so she's in an unhappy marriage because she has kind of these unrealistic expectations. Her husband's really good to her and all this, but she just kind of tortures herself that it's not good enough. And so she starts an affair, and this was kind of scandalous for its time. I mean, there were a lot of bouncing carriages and so on and so forth. So yeah, I love this edition. I will probably be buying some more of the Penguin Drop Caps if I find some that I would, you know, kind of represent a hole in my collection of classics. But it's just wonderful to hold. It's a great size. It's not oversized, and it has really good quality pages and things like that. So, really a fan. I also ordered this month from the Book Depository Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. And I've read Wharton before. I read The Age of Innocence many years ago, and I think, like I did with Jane Eyre, I didn't finish like the last 30 pages or so. And that represents a horrible habit of mine, apparently. But this one is about Ethan Frome. He works on a struggling farm, and he has a suspicious hypochondriac wife named Zena. Sounds like they are quite a pair. And Zena's cousin comes into the picture as a hired girl, and Ethan finds himself obsessed with her and the possibilities for happiness that she represents. It's a really tiny book. I thought this would be a good place to read some more Wharton because it is small. I've enjoyed some of her short stories before, but definitely want to include this. It was on my Classics Club list. I also ordered a copy of Villette by Charlotte Bronte. I'm enjoying Jane Eyre so much that I thought I really needed to have Villette in my hands as well. This is probably my favorite cover from the Penguin English Library. I love the stark contrast between the dark blue and the lightning, and yeah, I'm a cover whore. This one is about Lucy Snow, alone and without friends or family. She sets sail from England to work at a girls' boarding school, and she struggles with unruly pupils and her troubling passions, first for the school's doctor and then for a professor. So, yeah, sounds a little naughty. Looking forward to that one as well. And we also have North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I had started reading this a couple years ago for a read-along, and I just wasn't in the right headspace to read it at the time. It is about, what is her name? Margaret Hale. Her dad is a clergyman, her mom is a handful, and they move from a quaint village in the south to a bustling northern industrial town, and it's just about the culture shock, and Margaret's really unhappy with that move, and she meets John Thornton, who is a mill owner, and they have a very spirited, kind of argumentative relationship, and fall in love and all that stuff, like women do in these books. So yeah, looking forward to Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South. I also have 2 books on the way that were bought with a gift card, so they were no charge to me, so I don't even feel like that's cheating, really. I upgraded my copy of The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay because mine's ugly and yucky and seriously, like, creeps me out. I'm afraid it has, like, a bug in it or something. And I also got a copy Oh, I got a copy of Children of God by Mary Doria Russell. It is a sequel to The Sparrow, which I have been gushing about lately, and it was less than $2. So I got both of those free to me because it was with a gift card, and I'm super excited to receive those. These are the 3 books that snuck in at the end of last month. At the end of August, we have Mudbound by Hillary Jordan. This is a choice for my book club this month, so I really need to get on it and read this book. It's about 2 families in a small southern town. There's prejudice, there's hatred, it's a family saga, sharecroppers, World War II, so yeah. Doesn't really sound like an upper, but I'm really interested. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I've heard a lot of really good things about Hillary Jordan in general, and with that in mind, I also picked up When She Woke, which is also by Hillary Jordan. And while Mudbound is about like a southern, kind of family saga story, this is like a futuristic science fiction retelling of The Scarlet Letter. And I just find it fascinating that Hillary Jordan has written 2 successful books with such different premises. I'm really excited to try. I've read the first few pages of this one. I had an ARC copy that I lost, which is very sad. And so I picked it up for super cheap at Half Price Books. So yeah, looking forward to reading more by Hillary Jordan very soon. And last but certainly not least, I found for $3 2 novels by Nancy Mitford, The Pursuit of Love and Love in a Cold Climate. I don't know a ton about Nancy Mitford, actually. I mean, I've heard of these books, but that's pretty much all I know is the titles. And Nancy Mitford came back to my attention here through BookTube. I think Mercedes received a bind-up of all of her novels. Maybe there are like 8. So they are quite short. I mean, there's 2 of them in this book, and so I'm looking forward to reading this soon, hopefully. Maybe. We'll see when I get around to it. So yeah, that's my September book haul with a little bit of August thrown in for good measure. And yeah, far less than I've been hauling, so I'd say that's a step in the right direction. So I hope you have all kinds of cool new books coming into your house, if you want them to, and I'll see you later. Bye.